Hello, everyone, and welcome to Episode 4, The Power of Curiosity. In this episode, I will be discussing why curiosity is so important to me, and how you can leverage the power of curiosity to improve your life. Without further ado, let's get into it. Simply put, curiosity is the desire to learn. It's not accepting things at face value or being satisfied with a basic answer. Curiosity is wanting to know more about a thing due to an innate drive to know. Curiosity is most evident in kids in how they always ask questions. They want to better understand the world around them, so they ask questions in the hope that doing so will get them answers that expand their understanding of the world in which they live. I would say I've always been naturally curious. The only times in my life that I haven't been as curious were when I was at my most stressed, depressed, anxious, etc. Paradoxically, curiosity may have actually been the key to getting me out of that seemingly endless loop of stress, depression, and anxiety. Let me explain. Curiosity requires mindfulness. Curiosity requires you to be fully present with something. If you're not fully present with something, whether it's an idea, a person, an object, etc., how can you generate meaningful questions driven by your desire to understand? Because curiosity requires presence and mindfulness, it can actually be the key to breaking the cycle of stress, depression, and anxiety. Now, if you're familiar with my content, you should already know that I fully advocate for going to therapy and finding the right medication for your mental health needs. I am in no way saying that curiosity is a cure. All I'm saying is that it can be a part of the solution. So, how can we implement curiosity when we're stressed, anxious, depressed, etc.? It all starts with a simple question. Why? For example, say I'm really stressed about a lot of things going on in my life and it all starts feeling overwhelming. Instead of ruminating and spiraling, I can choose to ask myself, why am I feeling this way? The answer might seem simple on the surface. For example, I'm stressed because I have so many responsibilities to juggle. But we don't stop there. That's when you're going to keep asking why until you get to the very root of your problem. So, for example, asking, why do I have so many responsibilities to juggle? The answer? Because I have to take care of school stuff, help out my family with X, plan for Y, and work on my application for Z. Why do I have to be responsible for all of this right now? And that's when I'd realize that maybe I didn't have to be fully responsible and committed to all of those things right in that moment. For example, maybe the application I was working on isn't due for another 3 months, but I really wanted to get ahead of the game. This continual process of asking questions helps me figure out the root of my problems and then address it properly. The same method of thinking can be used in more abstract scenarios. For example, let's say I'm just sitting in my room feeling sad, but I can't determine exactly why. That's when I start asking myself questions. I usually do this through free-form journaling rather than asking distinct questions, but the general idea is the same. We approach the problem with curiosity, a desire to understand it, and that helps us determine the root of the problem and oftentimes help us reach a solution. Aside from being an excellent tool for self-reflection and self-help purposes, curiosity can also help you in school and your career. For example, in my DPT program, we sometimes discuss the concept of lifelong learning. What this means is committing to continually educating yourself, whether that's through continuing education courses, reading the latest literature, or attending seminars. Committing yourself to lifelong learning becomes a lot easier when you're naturally curious or working on practicing curiosity in the first place. When you're curious, you ask more questions, and that leads you down rabbit holes to find the answers, and you end up coming out the other side better educated. Similarly, in school, I sometimes find fascinating concepts in lectures that are just side topics that get brushed over. I've gone down multiple rabbit holes of varying complexity, depending on the topics, and usually all the research I do leads me to better understanding the topic. It also helps the information stick better because I often find real-world applications beyond just what the textbooks say, and that helps me apply the information better during practicals and exams. Finally, curiosity is important because it just makes life more enjoyable. Along with requiring you to be mindful and present, curiosity also demands that you carry a sense of wonder with you. The more you question things and find them fascinating, the more magical and incredible life seems. And the more incredible and magical life seems, the more optimistic and cheerful you'll be, because you'll find magic in the mundane and wonderful in the everyday. At least, that's how it's been for me. Thank you so much for joining me on episode 4 of The Power of series. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something from it as well. Please be sure to like and comment on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.